for a tour of my Halloween journal. I filled up this entire freaking thing. Look how chunk. But it's a fantastic chunk. Look at this little bat peeking out. Hope you can see him. Can you see him? Look at him. Hi. Hello. I'm shaking everything. Alright, so here's the front cover. This is just a composition notebook with the pages, two each glued together, and then washi tape on the side. That's how I kind of altered this. Then I made a little inside cover, and I also made an inside back cover. This is just printer paper glued over the actual covers. Same thing with this, and I just stickerified it. And this kind of documents my own readathon, watchathon, activity-a-thon that I run during Halloween season and spooky season. It's called Halloween-a-thon, so you'll see a lot of the graphics that I've made for that event, and books that I hope to read, and movies I hope to watch, and activities I hope to do. You could see right here, Halloween-a-thon, so that's my event. And if you're interested, it is coming back next year. It is very friendly for everyone, but I also have Kia Creates does a Halloween journaling challenge, and I have prompts for that in here, so that's my title page for that. So it was kind of a readathon, watchathon journal, also a junk journal documenting everything I did this October of 2025, as well as my art journal for Kia Creates Halloween Journal Challenge. So anyway, you'll see a bunch of different types of spreads in here, and that's the reason why. So Kelsi's journal. Again, everything in here was for October 2025. So these are all of the books that I physically had on my book cart as options and potentials for my readathon, Halloween-a-thon. And here are some of the graphics that my friend Christine at Christine's Cozy Corner on Instagram, she designed these little pumpkins and I made them into stickers. And each pumpkin represents a person on Instagram or YouTube that was a co-host of mine. So this I just decorated in black and white to go with the stickers with black and white bats. The stickers, the bat stickers I already had. I didn't make those. And then more books I had on my book cart. So these are like potentials. I just like knowing what I have. And then I have stuff listed that's not on my book cart that I could have read. Things that I owned on audio, or maybe things I wanted to read from Kindle Unlimited. Or just things I was hoping to get to that I do not physically own, and they weren't on my book cart. So this is just decorated with lovely stickers. Again, this is a little pumpkin that represents my friend Cameron Chaney, who was a co-host of mine for my event. And he's reading a little book. So that's one of my graphics made through Canva. Someone else made this, but I used it as part of my event. So yeah, I love this. And I think the things in orange were things that had audiobooks. Things with green stars were hopefully priority reads, but you could see that I only got to the ones that I put check marks on. I read a lot more that I didn't own. All right, and then it was my movie watch list, which I did decorate. So anything that has a sticker was something that I watched off of the watch list. And this was just my screen capture of the Letterboxd list I had. So Letterboxd is a movie tracking app, and that's what I use to keep track of my movie watching and to make lists of movies I want to watch for different occasions. So this is a list of 50 movies. I did not get to all of them, but I also got to things that weren't even on this list. So I actually watched more movies and things that are represented on here. So more than that. Here was one of my bingo boards. So for this event, you can do a game board. So I provide a blank game board and you can put our prompts on the board or your own prompts or just things you want to read or watch on the game board and play through the game board with your own rules using whatever you want to move through the board, like a die or more than one if you want to use dice, or you can just use bingo boards. Some people used a game board and bingo boards. That's what I did. So here's one of my bingo boards. So it started off as blank, but I put the prompts that I wanted to do on the board. So these are my activity prompts I did. I did not get a bingo, but that's okay. I still did a lot of fun things. I also have an autumn bucket list here, and everything that's highlighted were things I did. Actually, I really should highlight this one, track Halloween marathon in this journal. I did that. So look at all these great, I made this from Canva. So I have a Leanne printing machine. It's like a sticker printer machine. It sticks and it sticks. It cuts and prints all in one, or prints and cuts, I should say. Here is just the written form of my movie marathon list, just to help me remember what the movie's about, what year it's from, and where I can stream it or play it, and some other information about it. But anything in orange were things that I watched. Again, it's just the same list you saw, but instead of the posters, it's in written form with some extra info. I love this sticker. Look at this. Scary movies. Look at him. He's so cute. This is like a vintage trick-or-treat sticker. I am moving my own table. Look at this one. This is a great sticker too. Here's my second bingo board I did, and I had co-hosts, as I mentioned, and I picked certain prompts from each co-host that I wanted to be able to do, and I did. Oh no, I didn't get a bingo. I was so close. Is there any other bingo? No, but I did do a lot of their prompts. And then I played through my game board, and these were all of my rolls. So what I rolled and what I landed on for each roll. And I customized my game board, so this all makes sense to me because I created it. And here is everything I read or watched or did for each prompt. So basically like a written out list of everything I rolled, what I, actually did for that. We had journal prompts for the first time this year for my event Halloween-a-thon. And so here's our printable that I cut out for that. And I completed all of them. Here, the first prompt for my journaling challenge was to make a spread in honor of Halloween-a-thon. So this is my title page for Halloween-a-thon, and I documented the entire first week, which had actually started the week of September 22nd. This is the first day of fall officially, so that's when our event started. So it went longer than October. It was longer than a month-long event. But here's, we had kickoff sprints, and that's the thumbnail from that. There were so many ridiculous jokes from sprints that I printed out. I screen captured and printed out. And I made them into stickers. I also drank a Sam Adams during the kickoff sprints. And if you don't know what sprints are, it's just a live stream on YouTube, very long, hours long. You're just hanging out, but you also take timed breaks where you can read, watch things, and then you come back and talk about what you did. And it's really fun. So here's some shorts that I watched. This is from the short Haunted Indiana. It's so cheesy and funny. I reread Autumn Crow High, Fresh Hell by my friend Cameron Chaney. And 5 stars, it said. I love this book. And then I watched more stuff. This is from Blob, the 80s version. This is a cute cat character named Clovis from the movie Sleepwalkers. And he's so cute. He's a hero. Clovis. Anyway, I put lots of cat stickers around. Also, I watched this short called Scaredy Cat, so literally tons of cat stuff. I read 2 picture books here, and I documented those there. More jokes from opening sprints, just funny things and little stickers that are laughing. And here's some more horror-themed shorts that I watched during the first week, and little stickers to represent, like this one had a killer pizza, and so there's like a evil pizza sticker that I just happened to have. And lots of cat stuff because there was a short called Under the Thicket. I would look it up on YouTube. This was so cute. And it was a ghost and a little cat. So I've got ghost and cat stickers to represent that. All right. Here, I just like to document some of my favorite beer because October time and late September has some of my favorite beer of all time. Oktoberfest and pumpkin beers. They're 2 of my favorite kind of beers. So I love Sam Adams, both their Oktoberfest and their pumpkin beer, Jack O. So I took the labels off the beers that we got, and we got quite a few packs. And I just made a little beer spread of my faves. All right, here's, oh no, I bent it. All right, well, the second journaling prompt for Halloween-a-thon was, this is how it's phrased. Make a spread highlighting your favorite monster or your favorite Halloween or horror icon. So for me, I love Pinhead, and I love the movie Hellraiser, so no tears, please. It's a waste of good suffering. So here's the lament configuration. You flip it, and it's freaking Pinhead! So behind him is a sticker. So that is a sticker there. You can't, I just kind of wanted it to look. I inked this, and then I splashed it with water to get like kind of a grungy, weird dimension kind of textured effect. And yeah, I keep folding this when I close my journal though, so I gotta be more careful. So here's how that looks, and I really like how it came out. The spread for the third week of Halloween-a-thon said, your favorite movies or books that have Halloween vibes, make a spread to honor those. And so one of my favorite fall movies, and you could call it a Halloween themed movie too, is Something Wicked This Way Comes. The book is fantastic as well. So I made a whole spread, and I really love this. Might be one of my favorites. I love this whole spread. So I made this in honor of Something Wicked This Way Comes. And my friend Eleanor sent me a Halloween card, and on the front she stamped, by the pricking of my thumb, Something Wicked This Way Comes. And I'm like, oh my God, this is so perfect. It arrived right when I was making this spread. So I cut up the envelope. That's why it's kind of like a weird, that's part of the envelope. If you could see, there's like a crease. It's because it's part of the envelope. The background came in a grabby box. They did like a carnival themed box, but I inked the edges, and I think I put two together. So this is one and this is one, and I combined them together. I think this is actually just a piece of paper. And then I put another Something Wicked photo that I printed on my sticker machine. So yeah, it's two-sided. But I love that Eleanor sent me this stamped on my envelope, and I could reuse that and like save it. It's like a happy reminder. It was like, I don't know, Kismet or something. This also came in the grabby carnival themed subscription box. And if you take these out, so I made a pocket. This came in it too, and so did the backgrounds, and so did this frame here. But this came from Kia Creates. This came from another Etsy shop, and so did these stickers. So, but it's all dark carnival themed. That's the theme of this entire spread, dark carnival, because that is the setting of Something Wicked This Way Comes. It's a small town and a dark carnival rolls in. All right, and the next spread for Halloween-a-thon was all about making a spread about your favorite candy or candies, and I made a spread in honor of candy corn, and I love how this came out. My friend Kat gifted me a mini bag of candy corn, so after I finished eating it, I cut it up. I also cut some things from cut and collage books, like these candy corns are from a cut and collage book, as is this, and other things are from sticker sheets. Like this is from Paper Haunts. I know, these creepy, these creepy candy corns. I have a lot of candy corn stickers already. I didn't specially order like any of my stickers for this book. I just collect a lot of stickers and have a lot, but I have especially a lot of popcorn, regular corn, and candy corn stickers because my Patreon channel is all corn themed, because I call my Patreon members Kelsi corns. So anyway, I already had this sticker because of my Patreon channel. I've been collecting like corn things. Candy corn is the food of the gods. I will be accepting no further questions. Do you guys like candy corn? Leave it in the comments. It's totally cool if you don't. Not everyone does. And this one says savage but sweet. This is like a Walmart sticker pack, but I've had them for years, and I could finally use it in like a special spread. I've only used these for like cards before, so it was nice. Sweets to the Sweet is, I think, originally from, I don't know which Shakespeare play, but a Shakespeare play, but also the horror icon movie character Candyman says it too. So it was very appropriate to put that in candy corn letters, which came from a grabby box, but a Halloween grabby box. All right, next up, it was to make a spread honoring your favorite things about fall. So this is my fall spread, or honoring my favorite parts of fall: leaf peeping, atmosphere, carving pumpkins, candy, scary movies. So I wrote that in these like really cool erasable pens from Grabby, and I had stuff like this was from the Grabby 2025 Halloween book that you could rip stuff out of and get stickers out of. This came from Kia Creates, lots of different things from different places, but this leaf came from my Halloween trip this year to see my friends Cameron and Benjamin. So this came from Kentucky. They picked it off of a tree for me, and I put packaging tape over it. It's holding up in terms of color pretty nicely. It was a little more orange before, but I'm hoping that the tape kind of stops it from turning completely brown. That would be so cool. But you could see I put all kinds of fall themed stickers, and I love this. It's always Halloween in my soul, which is true. And for the scary movies, I put like a little horror sticker and a 3D set of glasses. Yeah. Fright Nights and fall apple pumpkin spice lattes. I also like that when it comes to fall time. All right, next page. I also made a spread in honor of a special day I spent with my best friend, Kat. So it says Fall Fun Day with Kat. And Kat also sent me a wonderful Happy Mail envelope with a sweet Halloween card, and I cut all the stickers off of the front of the envelope and put them in the spread as well to go with the picture of our day. I wish we would have taken more pictures of what we did because we went out to eat, we made bookmarks, like we basically decoupaged bookmarks with Halloween napkins, and it was so fun. But at least put stuff from her envelope she gave me, including her address, but I covered it for privacy reasons, but you could at least see the design of her address label. I think she sent me this, I can't remember. I found this online though, and I really wanted it in my journal. Let candy corn be your reminder that no matter how many people don't like you, there are people out there who will literally love you for exactly the reasons you were rejected by others. You are someone's candy corn, derogatory, but you are also someone's candy corn, affectionate. So I just really like that, and I struggle with like needing to be liked by everybody, so I kind of like that a lot. Like, you know, people treasure you, some people do, and treasure those who treasure you for, you know, just being who you are. Also, I read during the early part of the season a little middle grade spooky book called 5-Minute Frights, and it was super dark and super creepy for a kid's book, so I put a standout read. And just like, you know, stickers around different things kind of represent certain things, like grateful, this says, this is from Kia Creates, as is this. That really went with my, you know, feelings about my day with Kat and my friendship with Kat. Here we had a special weekend during Halloween-a-thon called Giallo-ween. Giallo movies, if you don't know what they are Italian, usually Italian. They are not always Italian, but a lot of times they're Italian-themed murder mystery movies. Sometimes they have a supernatural leaning, sometimes they don't, but a lot of them have black-gloved killers, and co-hosted this mini event with my friend Alex the Bookubus, and I watched so many movies. I watched 9 movies over just the span of these 3 days. So many movies. So I documented my favorite standout movies. These were 2 new favorites from the weekend, Cemetery Man and Who Saw Her Die. Now, during the weekend, we honored Italian horror movies, not just giallo movies, because not every Italian horror movie is a giallo movie. It's kind of a long story, but anyway, this was a giallo, this was not, and I just really had a good time. And this is all movie themed, and there are a lot of eyeball stuff, gross eyeball stuff in a lot of giallo movies, so I thought this little eyeball background would be great, and I made this with my sticker printer cutter, ghost eating popcorn from Canva. Alright, so when I visited Cameron and Benjamin, we all watched together Over the Garden Wall. They had seen it already and they knew I would love it. I had never seen it before, so it was my first watch, and I loved it so much. They were right, and I made a whole spread in honor of it. So I actually made all of these stickers. I say made, you know, I found pictures on Pinterest, brought them into Canva, put them on a certain size paper for my printer that cuts stickers and prints stickers. So I made these all. This thing that sucks about the printer is the sticker paper is not very sticky, so every sticker thing you see here had to also have glue on the back of it, which kind of sucks. But look, my favorite character is Greg. That's why there's so much of Greg. There's another character, but I don't like him as much. And also a cute bird. She's cute, but nobody beats Greg. And this kind of pumpkin, this cozy pumpkin with a little drink, just kind of reminds me of how I felt inside watching the movie. Well, it's really a show, but if you combine all the episodes, watching it for the first time, it was like super cozy. Like, oh, I'm a little pumpkin that's cuddled up with a little Coco. That's how it felt. Kind of the themes, Lost and Found is a theme of the show, so I put that there from a sticker sheet that was not made by me, but ain't that just the way? Anyway, oh, I love this. I love this so much. I could look at this forever. Hold on. I'll give you a close-up look of some of it. Look at him. He loves his frog. He's hugging him. Alright, visit to see Cam and Ben, again with the erasable grabby pens, and here was us at Bywater Farms, and we were in a corn maze, or about to go in the corn maze, and I happened on the trip, we went to a peddler's mall, and at the mall I got some stickers, including this one, "Get that cone out of my face!" So I had to put that with the picture of us in front of the corn maze, and also had a spooky corn from, I think, a Sticky Club sticker sheet. And here's our wristband to go. And here's me in front of the pumpkin patch. Oh no, the googly eyes! They freaking... No! His eyes! They're misplaced. I'm gonna have to glue these back. These are just from Walmart, so well, I don't know. What do I expect, I guess? No! This was from Lydia Jean Art. I order a lot from her, stickers and prints, and this came as a freebie in my order. It is a scarecrow and it's a scarecrow in front of some corn. I just thought it would be perfect, so I taped that in with a tape runner. Little cutie ghost carrying some pumpkins, appropriate because this is a pumpkin patch. And also here's the scarecrow they have in the front by the entrance, and here's a little bear scarecrow. Also some facts about corn. Big lump with knobs, the most beautiful thing. It has the juice, pairing with butter changes everything. And this is from that funny little, like, cute kid who loves corn. Here's the receipt from something I bought from there, and here's the brochure. I did put another picture of us there, and I covered up like a little kid there, and I put this ghost sticker. You could see more about it. Yeah, I really like this page. This page I like a lot too. So one of the nights we had spooky nuggets, and we also had lots of other great things. Here's where we had spooky nuggets, green beans, and mac and cheese. So I got lots of nugget pictures, and this is another sticker we found at the Peddler's Mall, and I had to get it, nugs, not drugs, and it goes perfectly with this. So also at Michael's, I found more stickers. So these are just chicken, excellent source of protein. So that's on the bag. I put the sticker right above it. Also, I had these Halloweenies, like hot dog Halloween stickers, and I just put it here because this is a whole food spread. We also made cake and Rice Krispie treats. So the Rice Krispie treats, we melted orange, like melting chocolate on top, and oh my gosh, these came out so good. They were peanut butter Rice Krispie treats with the orange candy melt on top. What is a monster's favorite dessert? Ice cream. This came from Highlights, this little joke. This came from a sticker book. This I bought from an Etsy shop, and he's a little baker. He's a cutie baker. He's baking little gingerbread ghosts. Anyway, I just put lots of food all around. And also, we went to a restaurant, Charlie Brown's restaurant, and I got a pumpkin ale there. So I put a picture of the ale and the receipt. Snake in my cake? Python, even. That's so ridiculous. Anyway, that's from a sticker sheet from Sticky Club. And here's a Pipstick sticker. And just little tiny stickers everywhere. This says sweet, it's coming up a little bit. Dinner party, a little pie, a little cutie frog eating some chips, because this is all savory on this side. Alright, so we also went to Culver's. I love Culver's. When I found out there was one near them, I was like, please, can we go? And on the table, I had to take a picture. It said Curd-toberfest. So cheese curds and Oktoberfest mixed together. Curd-toberfest. It's amazing. So I also saved the bags from my cheese curds. Abracadabra. Like abracadabra, but abracurdabra. So real Wisconsin cheddar in perfect golden fried form. I had a hard time finding savory stickers having to do with like cooking and food and that were spooky. So I printed out Eat with the sticker maker, and these were from Canva. This is from Canva that I made into a sticker. This is from Canva. So are the actual cheese curd. I made them into stickers. It's from Canva. And this came from Sticker Books. This came from the cover. I scanned the cover of the new October Highlights magazine, which had a skeleton chef sprinkling in some Spideys. So I just put that over one of the bags. And this came from, I think, Canva as well. This black and white burger. It's only there because it was savory, and I did eat a burger. I just don't have a picture of that or anything. I also got a cement mixer, which is delicious. All right, so this is the coffee documentation page. We got Dunkin', which is this picture. We also got Central Perk Cafe. So it's a cat cafe. And Perk, like, Central Perk, of course, is the Friends coffee shop, I think. I didn't really like Friends. I was more of a Seinfeld person. Please don't hate me. But anyway, this is like a play on that, because Perk purr like cat purrs. And here's a picture of the cat cafe and just a little ghost with some coffee. And we also went to old school coffee, so the receipts, and I got caramel apple butter one day and I got maple brown sugar another day. Both I got them warm. And here's part of my little, the thing that keeps your hands from getting burned around the cup. And like I said, the receipts and lots of coffee themed stickers, and some are spooky, like this pumpkin. Well, that's not really spooky. This one is more, it's like a spooky mug. And that one, like a vampire spooky coffee cup. So, as I mentioned, we went to the Peddler's Mall. This was one of the things we got there that shows all the different locations. I did cut up part of my receipt and put it in here, and just added some random stickers here. So I got this bag at the mall, and I could have just put the bag itself in, but I wanted to put the clear plastic that included the booth number and how much the treat bags were. And this came with more than one, so I took the rest out and just left one in. I also got this card from there, and I just thought it was ridiculous and also very bright and vibrant. There's only one thing that could be nicer than wishing you a happy Halloween. Spending it with you under a sheet. Meh, meh, meh. Now, it does seem dirty, but then there's a little cute little cat and a dog, so it isn't dirty because they're under sheets, and I just want to hug them. So anyway, it's not dirty. Not in this case. And yeah, I could have taped the bag down, but I didn't want to. And this way, also, I can take the bag out and see the rest of the locations pretty easily, because otherwise it would have been blocked. I like that, so I can see the rest of the piece of paper. Also, this was from a stamp I got, which I'm going to use as a decoration, not as a stamp. Ghost on a jack-o'-lantern, boo, stamp. So that was from the mall. So then we also went to this really amazing place. It's the second year we've gone. It's the Halloween Haunt at Kings Island, and I just printed some stuff out from their website, showing, like, you know, kind of what to expect, where it is, what the actual logo looks like. Then we took some pictures while there, and I also saved the bracelet and put it in here. I had some perfect stickers that I was saving, knowing that I was going to a haunted house type of event. So this Haunted Mansion sticker was perfect for this page, and a little like Halloween ticket. I think this is from Sticky Club, maybe. And we took more pictures, all on Kings Island night. And this was from, there's a great sweet shop called Sweet Spot, and it has candy apples, it has caramel apples, it has Buckeyes, it has fudge. We got tons of fudge, we got caramel apples, we also got cookies, and it was amazing. And I took some of the fudge home. So cut up part of the bag that some of our stuff came in. And I even we also got the blue ice cream, because they sell blue ice cream cones at Kings Island during Halloween time. And Cameron and I got some. So yeah, just documenting. So this is like the sweets page, and this is like the general Kings Island haunt page. So they go together. I love all the stickers. And I put lots of colored dots around here to kind of match the bag. All right, we also went to a boatload of half-price books. Cameron and I and Benjamin all collect books, especially used books, Halloween-y books, spooky books, middle grade books, whatevs. We collect a lot of books. So actually, Cameron took off some of the stickers off of my books and saved them like on a bag. I turned the bag inside out to bring it home, and he's like, I hope you could use this in your journal if they actually stay and don't get ruined in the trip home. And they didn't get ruined. I was able to use a few. So this is just my half-price books page. The background is tissue paper from a gift. I can't remember if the tissue paper is from Cat or, but anyway, it's got ghosts and cats on it. And I put this ghost sticker with a book and my half-price books, one of my half-price books receipts, the top of it. Very book themed here. I love books, and this one says books. If you could, yeah, books. This is like my miscellaneous page because we did a lot of other things on my trip. So we went to see the grave of the actor who played Ernest, you know, like Ernest Scared Stupid. So there's like very many cemetery themed stickers around this because we walked through the cemetery that his gravestone is in and his grave is in. Also, I cut up the bag of the Halloween gifts that Cameron and Benjamin gave me. So this is from the gift bag, all of these. And they also got me some Halloween-y socks. I kept the tag. And we went to a wrestling and comic shop. So it was toys, wrestling merch, and freaking randomly comics. And I actually bought quite a few things from there. So there's a sticker from that shop. And last but not least, I really love this page so much. So we ended our last day of my trip. We sat and put on Halloween ambiance, and we grabbed a whole bunch of Halloween picture books because they've got a big collection, and we just all started to read them. And then when we were done, like when I was done, I'd put a book in the pile, and then, you know, Benjamin or Cameron would take it and then they'd read it. So it was like kind of like passing around little picture books, and it was the greatest. I read 17 picture books with them that day. And so this is a representation of some of my favorites. Scared Silly, which is a Bunnicula like spin-off Halloween book. Ghoulia, Big Pumpkin, Happy Halloween Biscuit, The Stranger, Georgie's Halloween, and then like a Snoopy themed picture book. We read more, but these were my favorites. I printed out pictures of them. And then I knew I had this sticker, so it would be perfect for this. So How to Scare, the ghost is reading a book on how to scare. And then there's a sticker that I also knew I wanted for this spread. It's 3 little cute animals reading together, and then I put our reading day. I really love it. And I also got this bookmark, and so I made a little band here. It's got glue on the bottom and the side, so really it's just barely a pocket. It's a very small pocket, but I actually thought this was a sticker, but when I found out it's a bookmark, I made this pocket, and it says Book Crew. And yeah, it says Scholastic Book Fair Halloween Spook Club, and it's all these spooky books. So this is kind of very nostalgic, and so it looks so good on the spread, and I love it. So this is just filled with book-themed stickers, just cutie stickers, and I love this. I love this. So also, during October, I was sent some wonderful Happy Mail. It was books I was not expecting from a great publishing company called Fathom Press. They republish out-of-print, old-school horror books, and some books that have been super rare and hard to find and that have been out of print forever. So with my package, they sent some things in this evidence bag, and it's a real evidence bag, the publisher told me, the contact that I have. I wasn't expecting this package. They just sent it randomly. Thank you so much, guys. Please check out Fathom Press. But I wanted to put the bag in my journal, and I ended up putting a lot of my Halloween cards from my Patreon members because we do a card exchange. I put the cards in here. I couldn't put them all in here because I had to spread them out. Also, a little zine that Kia Creates makes. I'm a Patreon member of hers, so she sent that out with her Patreon stuff for October. So anyway, that's that, and I'm not closing this. I kind of want to just tuck it in so I can take everything out. All right, and then to really make the book lay flat, you kind of gotta make the cards go to one side. There's more cards in this Halloween bag that I've had for quite a while that I had been saving to use in a junk journal. All right, so this is a little postcard from Kia Creates, again, part of her Patreon, and this came with the October bonuses that she sent out, so I just kind of made a sticker bomb page around this. This washi tape is from Grabby, I believe, or Pipsticks. No, I think Pipsticks. And then I put sticker dump on the back and like just some of my favorite stickers. I myself am strange and unusual. This little frog, he's like, hey, I'm weird. Anyway, I really like how that turned out. It's just like a fun little, you know, element. And then I got the more cards that I received from my Patreon members. And again, you kind of have to make the cards shift to one side so that the book lays nicely when you go to flip through it. All right, so here are the art pages now. Here are the prompts. The first prompt was title page, so this is kind of my double spread for the title page. Everything else has a one-page spread because I knew how many pages I had to work in. All right, so title page. I actually don't like the first few spreads, but then I start to love my spreads. All right, so title page, and the next is October Bingo and Colors of Autumn. I really didn't need to make another bingo spread because I already had my own bingo spreads from my Halloween-a-thon pages that I made way sooner in the month. Well, really at the end of September I made those. So anyway, but I made a second one with other things that weren't on any of my other lists, and I did all of these things. Colors of Autumn, I inked the background. I did kind of mess up here. You could see kind of peels, but I'm overall happy with this, but kind of wish I wouldn't have put these stickers. Just, it would have been pretty without it. There's some cut and collage things, like these two things are from a cut and collage book. But yeah, I do like how it came out overall. Then we had a leaf motif as a prompt, and this isn't my favorite. I don't know why I don't love it, but I wish I wouldn't have put this big square in the middle. But there's some things from cut and collage books, some stickers, and I printed out, "Can you believe it?" It's kind of dumb. I don't know why I did that, whatever. The next one was Cozy Cafe, and so I just kind of did a sticker bomb with hand-drawn polka dots. Polka dots. I can't even talk. Polka dots. And then I really like this sticker. He's serving ice cream. You can get ice cream at a cafe, even though I know it's more about coffee, but lots of coffee and tea represented, even some donuts, some spooky donuts. And again, I did not buy these for these spreads, these stickers. I had them or made them or searched and searched because I knew I had something that would work in my stash. Oops. All right, so next was Ransom Note. So the night he came home, and that is a tagline from the movie Halloween, the original, 1978, and I put a horror sticker here. And if you open up the home or the house, you've got a lot of my Michael Myers stickers. Again, these are okay. I like a lot of the later spreads, but this one's pretty cool. It's even got a Michael Myers, this is called a horror gachi instead of a Tamagotchi. It's a horror gachi. And then like a spoof on Barbie. And he looks like he's part of the house there. That one's perfect. Next was Pumpkins and Polka Dots. I really don't like this one, how this one came out at all. I inked some dots. I also cut out the, what this came out of, which was grabby. There was like all this extra black paper that, you know, I could punch out, so I used a punch and I punched out and glued them in. Then I also put pumpkins all around, and then this thing that says, "Peter, Peter, Pumpkin Eater." I don't like it. I wish I could cover it up and redo it. Next up was Apple Orchard, and I do like this one. This is like a creepy take on an apple orchard. You could see there's an apple. This came from an Etsy shop. I bought some PNG files. So this is like an apple and a razor, and then this is from Kia Creates, from like her free digital printables. This is from a sticker sheet from her. This is from a sticker book. Kia Creates, Kia Creates, Kia Creates. This was again from an Etsy shop, this caramel apple pop. And this background was also from an Etsy shop, a digital download. I really like how that page came together. And here's where I start to like my spreads. It's kind of curling up. So I did this on a computer sheet of paper and pasted it in. I started doing that towards this point in the challenge, and this is, I think, Moonlight and Starry? Moonlit and Starry. Okay, so this is Moonlit and Starry, and I inked this, I blended it, I put water droplets with a paintbrush to kind of get this, if you can see that these weird, kind of like, it looks like sky. And then I splashed it with white acrylic paint, put some silvery bat stickers. I backed some stickers onto some heavier paper here. I put this from a sticker book. This was from a sticker sheet. This is a sticker, I believe. And then I made a tag out of some heavy paper. I backed a sticker onto heavier paper, and I used like a thicker sticker backing to make it like pop off the page, the tag. And on the back, if you guys know anything about Aqua Teen Hunger Force, there's these guys called the Moonanites, and he writes, or they write, "The moon rules #1" on this character's car, and he gets mad about it. So anyway, it's all serious and nice, and then I had to have a bit of me, which is like this Aqua Teen reference, the Moonanites, since that does count as a reference to the moon. So for Moonlit and Starry, you got a Moonanite reference. All right, you flip the page, and I did put this moon washi at the bottom. A lot of the washi on the edges was already there, like I couldn't choose it for the spread because I had already washied the pages together and glued the pages together before I started working in the book. Spooky Stripes was another prompt. These actually should be reversed, but I wanted to paste this page in on this side so that the bat would show, since on the back it's blank. If I would have pasted it here, in the front of the book, you would have seen this, the black part, and I wanted to see the front. So I pasted it on this side. So I went back and did the next prompt on this side, which was just washi tape. It's a washi dump, essentially, like a spooky washi dump. And I put this fringe on the side. This was Bats and Cats, and it is one of my favorites. So I've got a printable here, and I tore it. And then I tore some orange, I think this is cardstock, and I crumpled it up so it looked all crumpled. Also have a yellow piece that I cut and then also crumpled and made it into a pocket. I was going to put a picture of my cat here, but the picture I had printed out is too big. So, but I'll put something behind. Anyway, I kind of like that you can take him out. And so yeah, just got, this is from a digital thing on Etsy. I printed it out and cut them out and kind of staggered them. Sticker sheet, ransom note book that has these sticker letters. This is from Grabby. So yeah, Bats and Cats. This is from Grabby, but I backed it on 2 pieces of paper to match these. So, and I also used a thick sticker, like a square sticker that makes it sit up from the page. So I really like this. Tons of stickers too, if you look close, that are cat and bat themed. There's a cat, there's a bat, oh, a cat as a bat, or a vampire. Also, cat as a bat too. And I don't know, I like it. I really like this one a lot. Next up, it was vintage Halloween, or like Y2K Halloween, but I did like 90s, so this is like nostalgic for me. So I used these different printouts. I got some of these PNG things, so these are all just 90s things and early 2000s things. Goosebumps, 90s vibes. I cut that out from, just printed it from Canva, but the rest is from Etsy stores. Got like some of their artwork is PNGs, and very kind of old school looking background with the old school buckets, and I put some fringe on the top and bottom. And then I have, if you remember the South Park characters, the little member berries, I have him looking wistfully, and he's like, I remember all this great stuff from the 90s and Halloween time. And then for my, was this for my YouTube channel? Anyway, I got an artist to make a member berry, but as like Nickelodeon slime for my channel. So this was custom made for me a long time ago, so I just printed it out. And he's like, I'm a little cute, old school, like nostalgic berry instead of a member berry. I'm a nostalgic berry. I remember. Anyway, whatever. Next was Witchy Vibes, and this one took a long time, and this kind of matches, I wanted the 2 spreads to kind of go together. So she's kind of looking over there, and she came from the same like digital creator as this part of the background. So I like that. And so did this part of the background come from the same place. And then I have it like looking inside of her cabin, and I inked some cracks onto the wall. This is just brown packaging paper from like Amazon, a leftover order. I made like this little shelf. I cut it out, and I cut these out from Canva and pasted them on here. I also cut this out, and I also backed it on some purple paper and inked the edges. And then I wanted to include stickers, but not put them on the spread itself. So when you open the cauldron, I also painted this as like the inside, like she's bubbling something green. And here's like the edges of the cauldron, and he's the one who's making her spells, this little guy. Anyway, all kinds of witch stuff. Crystal ball, a magic shop, a thing that says witch, a little finger, a little witch teddy, this guy who's making the spells. At first I was going to have these like on Velcro and lift them up and have stuff underneath them, but I didn't really need to do that, so I decided not to. And my favorite part, there's a witch outside the window riding on a broom, and I was so proud that I did that. This edge broke off and I had to glue it back, so I still see where the glue is, but overall it's pretty cool. And then I used the same moon washi as the moonlit and starry on the bottom. I like how that came out a lot. All right, last 2. So we had Boo Ghosts as the prompt, and so this is a napkin, just Mod Podged onto the page, and I kind of tore this ghost washi here, and then on the napkin, there were ghosts, and then I took the plies apart, and the inner ply still had the faint outline of the ghosts. So this is napkin, and I just outlined it in pen, but it helped me to be able to draw the eyes just like it was on the napkin. But yeah, if you look close, you can't really tell, but like through the camera, but in person it has a texture. So this is not just drawn on the background. This is a napkin Mod Podged over a background. So this part is just computer paper, and I stamped all over it stars and dots, and I did the napkin, I just Mod Podged them on this side, and this is all a napkin torn and Mod Podged on that side with Walmart ghost stickers that have googly eyes on top of the Mod Podge napkin. Then these are stickers, sticker, sticker, sticker letter, sticker letter, sticker letter. That's, and some ghost stickers too from, I don't know who that's from, but yeah. But I like how these are napkins. It's like the inner ply of the napkin. I love that. I don't know, that, I just love that. So it says boo, ghosts, or ghost, and scary. And this guy also says boo. I didn't mean for it to say boo, boo, but it does. Double boo. And last prompt was haunted house. I think it was just haunted house, right? Let's see. Yes, haunted house. So I inked this. I did kind of blending black, purple, green to lightest green. And I decided this was going to be the sky, so I covered this up and splashed white. The only little mess up is when I glued, the glue kind of, since it's distress ink, it's going to interact with anything wet, and so the glue kind of interacted with the ink there, but I still really like it. I wish there was a way to kind of cover that, but I used a little bit of stickers. I used some cutouts from Grabby's box from last year, and I like how this actually looks like it actually goes with the cutouts, this owl and this and this. I used some ghost washi from Pip Sticks, and it actually is textured on the bottom, but I had to fold it over. If you look, you can see I folded it over. But yeah, and then I put some acrylic brown paint so it looked like the house wasn't floating. These houses are in the foreground, and this is kind of upper in the background, and then the sky. Hopefully that comes out like I meant to do it that way, and I did, kind of. After I started to place everything, I was like, this looks like it's floating. I was like, I need to put paint. So hopefully that looks okay. But also some flying candy corn. I really do like this page minus this, but overall, very happy with that. And then I also participated in my friend's event called TBR Harvest. She did something called Tombs and Tomes, and you looked for different things on different covers. So after all the picture books I read, I found a lot of the items and the regular books I read. And I just sticker bombed around writing what fit what. And then the closing pages represent some miscellaneous stuff. We went to the skeleton house. There's a house with all these skeletons in New Orleans. This is E.T. as a skeleton. Well, Elliot as a skeleton holding E.T. and it says, "Bone home." And then just some cute stuff. Also packaging of some candy that Cameron, Ben, and I got. Halloween-a-thon cards that I made, the design on the front. And my cat Fizzy. Fizzy! Just from October, randomly him sleeping. And I love, another beer I love, pumpkin-themed beer, is Pumpkinhead. So I took the wrapper and put that in here because I had a lot of Pumpkinhead in October 2025. Then I added some graphics from my event, Halloween-a-thon, to close everything out, to just say, oh, Halloween-a-thon was fun. I made this logo because everyone who participates in Halloween-a-thon is called a Pumpkinhead. Then my friend Christine made little cartoon versions of all of the people involved as pumpkins, and she had them saying Halloween-a-thon and had them as a triangle, like doing a pyramid, so I made it into a sticker. So everything is like a pumpkin or a pumpkin head kind of thing on this page to represent that we're all pumpkin heads for Halloween-a-thon. And then I made this map for the event, and if you play the game board I designed, you basically trick-or-treat your way around the map. I don't have a picture of my game board in here, but I was going to put it in, but now I've run out of pages because I have a little version I could have pasted in. And I designed these graphics to kind of promote each person. So my friend Cameron, I had made this graphic to promote him being the mayor of Halloween-a-thon. And I really liked how it said Autumn Crow is the setting of the books he's written. And so I kind of liked how it said Hat Town is that way through the rest of the book, and Autumn Crow is that way. So when you close the book, you can like pretend like you're venturing into Cameron's Autumn Crow. I just thought that was cool. So anyway, and a little part of each of my co-hosts are represented on here. So like, my friend Amy, her theme for her locale was fortune telling. So I have like a little Halloween tarot card, and up here the same thing. And then also Kelsi, not me, but there's another Kelsi who was involved, and she does a lot of crafting. So her area was Kelsi's craft store. So there's spooky craft themed things like this glue stick. And my friend Christine, who did these pumpkins, she has Christine's Arcade because she loves games, so I put spooky arcade stuff. My friend Erin had the manga mountain, so I put like creepy eyeball looking stuff, and stuff that you would think you'd find in a manga. So yeah, everything is represented, like matches somebody kind of thing over here. Oh yeah, and I have an Oktoberfest brewery on the map, so this ghost drinking beer is me. Anyway, that's kind of it. And again, Hat Town that way, goodbye. And this is the back. Just random stickers. Alright guys, I know this has been long, but I hope you've enjoyed the flip through, the very long, my gosh, flip through of this chunkster. And if you like books or movies or Halloween or 90s, any of those things, and some craft stuff, because I do some craft content every now and then, please consider subscribing to my channel, and please leave a like and a comment because that does help with the algorithm and helps promote my channel. Thanks guys, until next time, you know what you can do. Keep on killing it and keep on crafting it, because crafting is fun. Bye.